shit. Hey everybody, well, first and foremost, I would like to apologize for my recent absence from my channel, my Discord, and any social media pages that I'm affiliated with. As you know, a lot of things is going on in the US and in the world right now. And back when all this kicked off, I think about 2 weeks ago, I had to take a step back. I had to process my thoughts and feelings on the situation. And when it all started, it was hard for me to focus. I tried to make vids, and I just tried to go about, my life. And the more I tried, the more I had this heavy weight on my mind that what I'm doing right now isn't helping anyone. It isn't helping the situation at hand. I just couldn't focus on my daily life, with that thought in my head. So here I am now, 2 weeks later. My thought process is a little better, and I was able to, kind of get myself back on track, not feel so down in the dumps, and, actually do something. And it's just the one last thing that I just kind of need to take care of to get this weight off my mind is kind of just briefly say my piece. So I want to start with BLM, Black Lives Matter. You should definitely already know my stance on it. I mean, look at me. I support it 100%. And it's true that Black lives do matter. But there's this common misconception that we think that Black lives are the only lives that matter. I don't know why people always think this, and I know you've heard it, and I'm gonna say it again. That is not our intention. We only say that because, most of the injustices going on, like police brutality, racism, and discrimination, 90% of the victims are African Americans or Black people in general. That's all we mean. We know it affects everyone. It affects every person of color. These things affect, but it's just very abundant within the Black community, and that's the only reason we say it. But we care about all lives. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I do. I definitely care about all lives. I care about all people of color. And I want to say that, yes, this is a fight for the Black community, but it extends way beyond that. This is literally a fight for humanity. This involves the entire human race, and this is very important. After George Floyd, the Black community was like, you know what? This, they started protesting. These protests were definitely peaceful. It was just people, speaking their mind, speaking their words, gathered around protesting like you're supposed to, using their First Amendment right. They were doing absolutely nothing wrong. So the police used force to disband the groups of people protesting. They used riot shields and guns loaded with rubber bullets and freaking tear gas, and they're attacking people who are already very, very upset with what's going on in the world right now. And they thought the best thing to do was to attack them. And you won't believe what happened after that. They started rioting. God, didn't see that coming. It is what it is. And personally, I don't support rioting or looting. I don't support any of that. The rioters and the protesters are two completely different groups at this point. People compare the peaceful protesting to the rioters and looters, and that is not what's happening here. That's definitely not the trend. Those are two completely different parties. Please respect the fact that there are people, or the majority is out there still lawfully protesting and doing what they're supposed to do to let their words be heard, to speak their thoughts, and to show them that they are sick and tired of the injustice that exists within our society. In all the chaos, they did one thing, and they took it too far. They killed my boy Super Mario, and that was the last straw. And when that happened, Batman had enough, and he had to go out and fight against this injustice too. And it wasn't just him. Support came from all around the world. We had all 50 states in the US protesting. Canada jumped in. Then we had Brazil, London, New Zealand, Iran, Berlin, Italy. Then Sesame Street had Elmo's dad explaining to his son about racism, saying, "Son, some of these streets ain't like Sesame Street." Then we got Spider-Man, Sonic, Sony holding off on the PS5 reveal so people won't get distracted and stay focused on the issues at hand. It became global. It was a global thing. Everyone Everyone's dealt with this. Any person of color has dealt with some form of discrimination and oppression, and it is very abundant within our society. I was talking with some friends about this not too long ago, and as unfortunate as it is, what's going on right now has happened at the best time. And I say it's unfortunate because it's during coronavirus, the quarantine, the lockdown that still exists. Please be safe out there. Sanitize yourselves. That's definitely not gone. It's just most people forgot about it because this whole civil rights movement really took over. But we were saying that this is the best possible time because people are in quarantine. People aren't doing anything at the moment. Most people can't go to work. Most people lost their jobs, which is very, very unfortunate. And wherever you go, what's going on in the world. Like you see it on social media, you see it on YouTube, you see it everywhere. You can't go anywhere without being reminded of what's going on in the world right now. It's just not possible. But with all seriousness, all jokes aside, this movement going on right now and the unity that we're seeing within the human race is very, very important, and is also very inspiring. I know the reality of the world right now is very sad. Facing it and realizing it and trying not to run away from it is hard. A lot of people have probably done that, and a lot of people probably thought these things didn't exist because it's never happened to them. But this is our reality, and racism is still very, very abundant within our society, and it's just amazing to see how many people are all coming together to stand up against this one evil. I know 2020 has not been a very great year. There's been a lot of things going on that's just been causing stress in a nutshell. But the joke's always been, oh, what's the catastrophe this month? And right now we're in the civil rights movement month. And I won't mark this as a catastrophe. It's definitely tragic how it started and what it took to get here. It is definitely tragic, but I will say that what's going on right now is not a bad thing. It's a very positive thing going on. We're fighting for a very positive change, and this is like kind of the first time where something good came out of 2020. Like this movement, this support, all of it, it's good. And this is what we needed. It's a wake-up call. Like, this is what we've all been avoiding for a very long time. And like I stated before, it came at the right time, at a very unfortunate right time. And I don't mean any disrespect about it, and I don't mean to disrespect the people that have lost their lives to the coronavirus. God, it's, no matter how you put it, it does sound very, very bad. But the fact that people have all this time to finally see the light of the world, if you can call it of light, to see the darkness in the world, and they can't look away from it. There's nothing to distract them. It is really sad that it has come to this, to fight for civil rights within humanity. Like, it's such a simple concept to treat everyone equally. And it's amazing how most of the leaders in our world don't see it that way. And it's honestly a shame. But now that this is happening, and this needed to happen, we shouldn't run away, and we should keep our momentum going no matter what. And that's exactly what people have been doing. I know in the city I stay in, Charlotte, North Carolina, they've been protesting, I believe, either 8 or 9 days straight now. And well, I wasn't there, but we've been hit with the tear gas and the rubber bullets. People told me about it, what happened, and it was devastating. I even saw footage of what happened that night in Charlotte. And you know what happened? They came back the next day, peacefully protesting again, lawfully protesting, and not stopping. They kept the momentum going. They supported each other, and it was amazing. And if I know that this is going on in Charlotte, then I know all the protests going around the world are probably follow suit. They're probably doing the same exact thing. And that gave me such high hopes for humanity. Like, I've never had so much hope in humanity before in my life. So this is amazing. And I'm supporting this 100%, and I'm doing whatever I can to help the cause myself. I can go on and on about things going on right now. Like I could say a bunch. Like it's crazy how much I want to say, and I want to say so much that I kind of just get lost and start rambling and start going all over the place. But I'm gonna stop myself here because I said at least a majority of what I wanted to say, and that's all I wanted to do. I just really wanted to lift this thought off my mind and kind of just speak my piece. I usually, of course, don't really talk about things like this at all, and especially never wanted to bring it to the channel. But I've only brought it here because, you know, this is the format that I have that has the most people watching and most people listening. So I apologize if this is something you didn't want to see, because I'm sure you're seeing it everywhere. And by all means, you don't have to be here. You don't have to support me if you don't want to. I am asking you to support the cause and whatnot, but no one's forcing you to. If you feel like you don't want to support the cause, then you're you. All right, you're your own person. That's fine. Like I said, I just wanted to do my input. God, here I am. I'm still going. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. But definitely one more thing that I want to say is to everyone out there in every corner of the world, of every color, to stay safe and support each other in these times. Anyway, I said my piece. That's how I feel about it. Again, stay safe. I love you all, and you'll probably see me posting more videos again soon now. I'm not good at closing these videos out, so I'm just gonna say bye. And you guys out there, if you're fighting, keep fighting. And for you people that aren't really down for what's going on, but you're also not really against it, then, you know, stay safe and, you know, watch your backs.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war that the bright daybreak of peace and brotherhood can never become a reality. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality.